So yesterday, I'm gonna be real with you guys. The loss sucked. I don't like losing, but at the same time, I'm not crazy upset about the loss because, as I've said, the Knicks are sticking to the identity of fighting and continuing to fight in these games. Before in the past, if we're down by 25 points before the third quarter, I'm ready to mail it in and I think it's over. But we lost this game by 3 points. I can't be too upset at that. Obviously, there's other little things that frustrate a lot of people that we're going to get into in this video. But I do want to start this off with, we lost by 3 points in a game where we were getting blown out because we couldn't stop them from making any damn baskets. But one thing that irritates me the most, because, I was one that was trying to defend Elfrid Payton. I was probably one of the only people in the Knicks universe. But now I'm at a point where it's hard. He's making it very hard for me. I still believe that we go on him way too hard because of what we want to actually happen. So we blame him for every little thing. But at the same time, he's not playing great. And on top of that, for you guys to come in my comments when I make a whole video talking about Lonzo Ball, and y'all talk about Lonzo Ball just said Elfrid Payton. Lonzo Ball's making this pass. I need my casuals to understand that is one of the biggest strengths of Lonzo Ball's game is moving the ball. If you guys are making this comparison because of their stats, that's not why I don't respond to your comments. This is why I want Lonzo Ball, and this is why I need Immanuel Quickley to start on our team, because of things like this. Alec Burks going off on 2 amazing threes, and he's open for another one, and Elfrid Payton gets the ball from Julius Randle, decides to do what? Not pass the ball to open Alec Burks? And that's just one sample size of the many times. Shout out to Jay Ellis. I heard you out there speaking the gospel. People not listening to you. Why I bring up Lonzo? Because that's the #1 comment I got in my last video. It was the #1 comment. CK, Lonzo is the same thing as Elfrid Payton. It's time to start. You know what? I still believe this. I'm not changing my mind on it. Shout out to Alec Burks. You did play pretty. You played really well in your start. It's time. It is time. Y'all can't see that. How about now? Can you see it now? Can you see it now? That being said, 3-point loss. I'm not really upset with it. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? Your boy CK2K here, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. I apologize about no video on Friday. As I mentioned, I'm not gonna be able to keep the streak alive because I'm gonna have to take certain days off because we're packing up, we're getting ready to move. There's so many things going on behind the scenes. So if there's a day where there's no video, just understand it's just temporary, and once I get in my new situation, we'll be back to uploading daily like we were in the past. So just if I miss a day, I apologize. I'll try to keep you guys posted. You know what it is. And if you don't know, follow me over on Twitter at CK2K. You can even talk to me even more closely on my Discord. Link in the description. You can find me if you really want to talk to me. I'm there. Now let's talk about yesterday's game. We can talk about the entire weekend if you want to, because we had a back-to-back in Northern California with the Warriors in a game that we won, and then in a game against the Sacramento Kings. It was just a weird game altogether. Yes, I'm drinking my tea. Hold on. And then we played against the Portland Trail Blazers yesterday in a game that looked like was never going to be ours, but eventually we turned into a game that was ours. That being said, we were being blown out the entire game until that second half where we where we took advantage of the Blazers all of a sudden missing shots, because it felt like the entire game, it didn't feel like it was the fact that the entire game the Blazers were making everything they were putting up. My guy Anthony Simons was out there just letting it fly, saying, RJ, but remember when we used to play in Mount Verde and I was doing this on a regular? He was just letting that thing fly. Damian Lillard could not miss a shot. Mr. Airplane Mode went off and had like the first few buckets for the team and just was getting to the paint way too easily. The list goes on and on and on. Everybody was hitting. Melo was having a little bit of struggles, but he was hitting shots right when they needed them. It was just an onslaught, and it was looking terrible. And on top of all that, what was crazy is we didn't look that bad on offense on our end. I mean, we ended the game shooting 45% from the field and 42 from the three-point line. So we didn't look terrible on offense. It's just defensively, we were not the team that we've been heralding for the last few days. #1 defense on this, that, third, and whatever. We were not that last night because we were giving up open shots. we could not figure it out against this team defensively until the Blazers decided to help us out and be like, you know what? Let us miss a few shots. Let's see what you do about it. And that's the reason why we came back in this game. Now, I'm not going to get into personnel because I know the number one comment before I could even get to this part of the video is, CK, if we start Immanuel Quickley, this would be a different story. Let me get to that. Because yes, once again, the crowd favorite Elfrid Payton did end up starting for another Knicks game in a game where he was mediocre yet again. I don't know what else we need for him to show that he shouldn't be a starter. It's time to start Immanuel Quickley. I'm still a little iffy at him starting for the reasons that I've been talking about many a times in these videos, and that's the fact that the second unit really needs him, but at the same time, the starters really need him too. Like, I'd be even fine if he was at least playing around 30 minutes a game. Like, we could do that. If you want to bring him off the bench, play him for the 30 minutes. The fact that Austin Rivers, who was not having a good game, is the first guard off the bench for this team, and then Quickley still didn't see any time in the third quarter, that's the kind of stuff that really irritates the hell out of me. It makes no damn sense. I mean, we did find some sort of groove in the third quarter, and that was primarily because of RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, but then you benched RJ Barrett for the rest of the game, which is something else we're going to talk about entirely. There's a lot of confusion that happened in yesterday's game. It's just such a hard battle to get into because yes, we all want Immanuel Quickley to start. Now, again, I'm still not ready to talk about Immanuel Quickley being my franchise point guard, but is he our best option for how the NBA is played right now for this team's build? 1000%. We start and we play Immanuel Quickley. If we don't start him, play him the majority of the minutes. Like I said, give him 30 to 32 minutes a game. If you don't want to start him, fine. But he should be coming in halfway through the first quarter. He should damn near be playing a lot more minutes in the second quarter. And he should actually be in the third quarter. He should be getting more minutes. If we're not going to go the route of starting him, that's fine. But play Immanuel Quickley the minutes because he is producing in the minutes. The proof is in the pudding. Even in his bad games, he still was helping the team in the minutes that he was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the argument in which why we're not starting him yet. Fine. But there's no excuse that he's not playing the most minutes of all the guards on this team. Point guards, at least. That you cannot convince me of otherwise. So for those who want him to start over Elfrid Payton, I hear you. I personally still am okay with him coming off the bench, but what's more important to me is the fact that he's playing more minutes, the fact that he's closing games, the fact that he's put in situations where he needs to be put in. Those are the three things that I am looking for more when it comes to Immanuel Quickley. The starting stuff, I'm not too worried about it. Let Elfrid Payton start, go out there, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, if you're not getting anything from him 5 minutes into the quarter, bring out Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley should always be the first guard or first person off of the bench regardless. And that's something I'm willing to see even if it's for the rest of the season. I know people want him to start, but starting doesn't always mean that it's the best situation for him. If he's still playing the most minutes for the guard on the team, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he'll be fine. We'll still get the maximum production of Immanuel Quickley, and that's what we all ultimately want to see. Because emotionally, I was there last night, but we're almost genuinely in the conversation of him being in the top 3 contention for Rookie of the Year. We're almost there. And the only thing stopping him from doing that is his minutes distribution. That's the only thing that's stopping him from doing that. Because if you give this kid more minutes, you're going to see more production. You're going to see more points up, more assists up, more everything that he's been doing well. The kid got 31 last night in 23 minutes, 24 minutes, one of the two. Imagine if he played 30 minutes. Imagine how the game would have been if he played 30 minutes. Just imagine. That's all I'm asking for. The starting stuff, yeah, I would love to see him start. I hear you guys on that. But more importantly to me, the kid needs more minutes. I don't care if he's coming off the bench or not. He should be playing the most minutes of all of our point guards. No argument to that. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about that, and let me know why you would ultimately want him to start rather than, like I said, for him to come off the bench and still play the most minutes at point guard. Which one are you leaning on more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So outside of Immanuel Quickley not playing the third quarter and still not starting in the game and not playing a lot of minutes, another thing that really pissed me off was the usage of RJ Barrett. I didn't quite understand it. It's one thing in the first half, even though he was 100% 1-for-1. I get it, he wasn't as aggressive, but at the same time, they were doing a good job with the zone. It takes away a lot of what RJ Barrett does really well. But in the third quarter, he figured out how to still score in that situation. It did take him some time. We all remember he's 20 years old, but he still managed to figure it out. He shot 9 shots compared to just the 1 shot in the first half. But when he was starting to heat up, we never saw RJ Barrett again. I didn't understand that. That's probably the wrong time to keep him out. I mean, I understand his argument was that they needed shooting, but with the guys that you're putting out there for shooting, he wasn't shooting the ball very well. And I'm talking about Austin Rivers. I don't believe Austin Rivers is as bad as he's been playing as of late. I understand with Knicks fans, what have you done for me lately? He has those good games early on in the season that got everybody excited. He's been playing like doo-doo the last like 5-6 games. So now everybody's turning on him, and that's just how it goes being a New York Knicks. So welcome, Austin Rivers. But I ultimately believe that it's more of a middle ground between the two Austin Rivers that we've seen. But right now he's just in a slump. And right now we got to ride what's working. And in my opinion, RJ Barrett has earned those minutes that he can be able to fight through his woes that he's going through. He did a good job in that third quarter. He would continue to do a good job of that in the fourth quarter. He's going to bring you the defense. You know he's going to be aggressive. I don't understand why he didn't play in those crunch time minutes. Luckily, we had Immanuel Quickley and Julius Randle who were doing a good job. But on top of that, you could have RJ Barrett who could have been adding to the mix. It just was something that irritated me and it made no sense. And a lot of people probably agreed the same way on, watching the game, but it was something that didn't make any sense to me. But all in all, like I said, with the frustrations in the game, because I'm not even gonna talk about referees and foul calls, because there's a lot of bad calls made towards the end of that game. You were starting to see them here and there in the second half, but it got really bad in the last 5 minutes. I know people want to blame Tony Brothers, this and third, whatever it may be. I'm not going to get into that. It was frustrating, but I'm not going to get into that. We still beat ourselves. We were the ones that were 25 down. We were the ones giving away open shots. Nothing we could do about that. Say what we want to say about the referees. I'm not going to blame the referees in this one. It was annoying, but I'm not going to put this only on the refs. We have to take a lot of the blame for that. But outside of those frustrations that I mentioned throughout this video, there was a lot of positive from this because, like I mentioned, we were down by 25 points at a point and we lost this game by 3 points. Luckily, it had a lot of help to the Blazers and them missing shots. But the point is, we took advantage of those missed shots, and that's something that we didn't do in the past. So I will take these kind of losses any day of the week because, look, it still helps us in the lottery, and at the same time, we're still seeing fight from our team. But there are things that I would like to see fixed up. Let RJ Barrett play through his woe. Immanuel Quickley should be playing more minutes, should be getting the most minutes of all of our point guards on this team. Let me know your thoughts about last night's game. Let me know how you feel about tomorrow's game against the Jazz. And Jazz have been playing really good basketball, even though we've already beat them. Do you think we have a chance? Let me know your thoughts about everything that was mentioned in the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. I'm out of here. Let's get it. See you guys tomorrow. Or at least give him more minutes. One of the two. Either start him or play him 30 minutes. I'll take either one, Tibbs. I'll take either one. I'm out.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes.